Clown in a Cornfield is out in theaters. What a ridiculous title, by the way. It instantly made me think of Snakes on a Plane, and obviously the movie could definitely use a scene of Samuel L. Jackson showing up saying, "I've had it with these motherfucking clowns in this motherfucking cornfield." Anyway, this is a new slasher comedy directed by Eli Craig, mostly known for Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. This stars Katie Douglas, Aaron Abrams, Carson McCormack and Kevin Durant. It was based on a novel by Adam Cesare, which I have not read, and crucially I've only also seen the very first teaser for this film. And I've been told online that the latter trailers spoil a lot of the fun moments, so I definitely avoid them if you want to check out the movie. And you should check it out because it's surprisingly solid. The story follows Quinn, a teenage girl who just moved from Philly to a small town in the middle of nowhere with her father. She meets a group of other kids at school who tell her the legends about the town boogeyman, a clown called Frendo, a mascot for a once prosperous corn syrup factory which recently closed down. The kids are shooting all these various fake YouTube videos with one of them dressing up as the clown and menacing the others, and they are being sort of fairly annoying to the rest of the town. And then, of course, someone dressed as the clown begins really murdering them one by one. So I found this to be refreshingly entertaining, because the first half of the film essentially works like a Scream movie. You're introduced to a bunch of characters, and suspicion is cast in such a way that you begin to suspect everyone in turn. I would continuously change my theories a good couple of times as to who the actual killer is, because everyone has something odd about them. You can make everyone work in your mind. But then midway through the film, there's a reveal, which I'm not going to spoil, but there's a reveal that flips the entire thing on its head and makes you realize, oh shit, I've been going about all of this wrong. And actually what I thought were throwaway moments were really subtle clues as to what is going on. And I think that moment really opens up the film, and because it then leans into the humor and the absurdity and fun, it really, really works. A lot of the jokes are based around Gen Z versus older generations conflict, which tends to be awkward and cringe and not funny, usually, but in here really manages to stick the landing. I think the death scenes are properly nasty and brutal, love the practical effects. There's a secondary reveal about two of the main characters, which also makes total sense, but the comedic timing of it was just fantastic. And finally, I was very impressed with Katie Douglas. I think she's good as the lead and has great screen presence, and a pretty good chemistry with Carson McCormack, which is important because oftentimes these, the teenage characters in these slasher films are rather annoying, and that is not the case here. And yeah, Katie is a big part of that, and I hope to see more of her in the future. There is one thing about the ending which is a bit strange. Again, not to spoil too much, but a certain person disappears from the film, and it's never addressed directly, and that character is a big part of the plot. And apparently that is addressed in the sequel book, so maybe if they make another movie too, they will sort of resolve that, but for now it just felt a little bit strange not to even have a little comment about it. But generally speaking, solid fun, definitely way better than I thought it would be.